We are in the short rows. This is our last single day event of 2020. So after this one, 2 super tournaments, and hopefully if all goes as planned, all goes well, I fish the way I'm supposed to fish, we'll be in 2 regional championships in October. But before we get there, before we even start thinking about that, we got to get through the James River this weekend. And like it always is, like it's almost every tournament. There's always some sort of external factor that plays a giant role into the fishing. We just had a hurricane blow through here yesterday, and it was a little worse than what I thought. The eye of the thing basically went pretty much right over where I am. So there was a little damage from that, but up there in Virginia, I believe they got quite a bit of rain, and I believe it's going to affect things. I believe that river is going to be a bit higher than what I'm used to fishing. I looked at the tide charts. I looked at the tide forecast. I don't think there's, unless I'm reading it wrong, it doesn't look like there's as much of a low tide as what there generally is. Now, water should still be pulling, and every 6 hours. But I believe that the amount of rain that we've gotten, or we're supposed to get a little bit more this week, is going to affect things. So that's going to play a role. I just feel like somehow, some way, that's just going to play a role. And it's also summertime. It's hot. And my track record on the James isn't that great. I've had a couple of good days up there, but they've always been in practice. In fact, I'm trying to think. Nope. I have not weighed in a limit in any event I fished there. I fished 1 championship, and I fished 2 regular tournaments, and I haven't weighed in a limit in any one of those. That's a little disheartening just to hear myself say. So, God knows, I wish I could change that this year. And up until this point, I've been unable to really wrap my head around tidal river fishing. I fish rivers all the time, but they're not tidal rivers. They don't have big 3-foot fluctuations every 6 hours or so. So, yeah. And I think a lot of times when we're fishing when I'm fishing these tidal systems, we'll go 3, 4, 5 hours with not even a bite. And we just have to wrap our mind around the idea that these fish are really only prone to eat maybe 4 hours a day, and the last 2 hours of outgoing and first 2 hours of incoming. So you got to wrap your mind around that and understand you got to do your damage during those time periods. The key, though, is to figuring out how to get those fish to eat when it's not the prime feeding windows. That'd be really awesome to be able to do, and to figure out how to catch fish all day, not just during those 4 hours. So a lot to figure out over the next several days of practice, and then on tournament day. I mean, just my track record there is just not that great, and I'm a little bit worried about this event. I don't know the conditions up there right now. I only know what I kind of see on the tide forecast. I don't know I haven't talked to anybody. I don't know how the fishing is up there. So it's just, it's just going to be another challenge and a chess match to try to figure out what's going on, how to fish it. I always heard that a small worm is the deal up there. The smaller, the better. Man, I've caught some really good fish on big worms up there. I really have. And I remember a couple of years ago, I was really confident in a big worm. And I threw it, and I couldn't get bit on it on tournament day. And my co-angler was behind me just smashing them on a smaller bait. And that tournament sat with me for a long time because I got outfished by my co-angler. But regardless, this is a new day, 2 years removed from that. And we're going to try to keep our momentum going. Like I said, this is the last regular season event. We're making this final push towards the super tournaments and towards the championships, and really just trying to gain more momentum and try to build on my skills and build on my ability to break down water. And this weekend is going to be a true test. It really, really is. It's going to be I just have a feeling that this event, it could be boom or bust. and it's more likely to be bust. This is a tournament within the Piedmont division. I'm sitting fairly well in the points right now in the Piedmont, but if something happens and I don't put it together, I could drop and really put myself against the 8-ball here going into a super tournament on Smith Mountain Lake for this division. So we don't want that. We want to feel comfortable. We want to, we want to do good. I want to do really good. I mean, I want to win one of these bad, and that's the story. Everybody wants to win one, but I want to do what I need to do in practice. I want to do what I need to do on tournament day to put myself in position to win. So that's what we're going to do. Big weekend coming up. Hopefully we can put it together. We'll say real quick before I end it, I hit 1,000 subscribers, I believe, last week, I think, maybe. That's just pretty cool. I don't even try to get subscribers. I never ask people to subscribe. I never ask people to like. But the fact that I just hit 1,000, that's really cool. And I'm thankful for every single one of you that subscribe and show a little bit of support, you comment. I get some negative comments too, and that's okay. But I'm grateful for all of you. Good comments and bad. Thumbs ups and thumbs down. I'm grateful just everybody watching. And I just think it's pretty cool to hit 1,000 subscribers. I think I've been on YouTube for 4 years or so now, maybe 5. But I've really been putting out consistent BFL tournament videos for about 4 years now. And that's just really cool to hit 1,000. And so I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you following me. I'm doing this to showcase the highs and lows of tournament bass fishing and showcasing the what it takes to kind of try to climb the ladder and try to get to the top. I'm like on the bottom few rungs here. We got a long ways to go, but hopefully I've been able to show the 1,000 of you that have been watching what it's like and what a roller coaster tournament bass fishing is. So again, thank you. That's that. Let's get to the James River. Let's go catch a few fish. Let's see if we can win this damn thing.